Now, 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, a 2-year-old is dead after an ATV crash in Owen County. What neighbors are saying about that awful crash is just ahead.
Today in Richmond, there will be a meeting to discuss police officer salaries. More on the ongoing issue facing the city coming up.
And hundreds of volunteers are on their way to Louisiana to help with the devastating flooding there. That includes some from Kentucky. We'll have the latest on the flooding and your local forecast on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you. I'm Rebecca Smith.
I'm Bill Bryant. So good to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. It's August 16th, a new day, and lots of school bells ringing today, of course. I want to check in with meteorologist Micah Harris, who's tracking weather for us. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we're looking pretty good this morning as kids heading off to the bus stop here in about an hour or two. And you heading out to work, I don't see many problems whatsoever. But as we hit the afternoon, that's going to be a different story. So kids coming home from school, you might run into a few showers, few rumbles of thunder. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s. By the afternoon at 85 degrees, storms will be around. Now, the focus of the forecast is that front. It's going to be moving on toward us. Now, it's slowly moving, which means that'll give us that chance of rain for at least the next 48 hours. But once the front passes on through, do we have clear skies after that? Or do we have more storms on the way? I'm going to have that in your forecast. I'll show you a much cooler brand of air, too, coming up.
All right. Look forward to those details shortly. Thank you. In the news, investigators are still trying to figure out what caused an ATV crash that killed a 2-year-old boy.
Kentucky State Police say the crash happened in Owen County at the intersection of Georgetown Road and Grainup Road. State Police say Spencer Lawson was driving and a 24-year-old woman and a child were on the ATV when it overturned. Neighbors who live in the area tell us the crash that the wet roads from the rains potentially caused a problem. The ATV, they say, was not moving very fast. Witnesses say plenty of people jumped in to help.
A lot of the neighbors who ran over to help, they were all, crying, and they were helping as much as possible, controlling the traffic and trying to keep everybody from seeing everything.
Police say the woman suffered serious injuries. The toddler was pronounced dead at a local hospital. The Owen County coroner has not released the name of the child. Neighbors think the roads were the main factor for the accident. State police say toxicology results are pending for the driver of the ATV.
Well, the Lexington chapter of the American Red Cross is sending help to Louisiana this morning.
But the danger is far from over for parts of the southern state ravaged by flooding that has killed at least 7 people. WKYT's Mike Byer is live showing us why so much help is needed.
Good morning, Rebecca. This morning at 8, a couple volunteers from the Bluegrass area chapter of the American Red Cross are making the 800-mile trip to Louisiana to help flood victims. Victims who are left in tears after seeing the aftermath of the flooding.
This is my entire life that I worked my entire life for, just washed away.
Many residents like Christina Braun are seeing the destruction to their homes for the first time. Many areas around the southern part of the state have been taken over by floodwaters. One of the worst affected areas is Louisiana's capital, Baton Rouge. This area, along with many others, are left underwater following historic flooding in the state. More than 20,000 people have been rescued from the floodwaters that have claimed the lives of 7 people so far. Now thousands have been forced from their homes into emergency shelters. With such a high number of people affected, chapters of the American Red Cross all throughout the nation, including right here in Lexington, are flocking down to Louisiana to lend a helping hand. Live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
And of course, they can use your support at a time like this. Our time this morning is coming up on 5:04. State police say 2 suspects wanted in connection to a Lee County murder case are now in custody. Police say they arrested Jay Shoemaker and Reagan Griffin on Rock Lick Road in Breathitt County last night. Police say both now face complicity charges for the murder of Billy Roark. Police say Roark and James Brown were both shot to death earlier this month in separate incidents in Lee County. 4 other people have also been arrested in connection to those murders.
Frankfort police tell us a small dog in a neighborhood helped find a suspect who they say ran away from them when police pulled over Heriberto Hernandez over the weekend. They say he was under the influence and appeared to have marijuana with him. But police say when they tried to arrest him, he ran off. Nearby, police say they heard Patrick O'Neill's dog Titan barking. O'Neill says he then gave police permission to check in his backyard.
That's where he was hiding out until Titan ran him out. And then he took off from around there.
Cute little dog. Police say when they caught Hernandez, he punched an officer in the face and put him in a chokehold. He's now facing several charges, including assault of a police officer and resisting arrest.
2 Kentucky men who spent more than 20 years in prison for what prosecutors called a satanic ritual killing have been released on bond. Jeff Clark and Keith Harden walked out of the Meade County Detention Center. They were convicted of murder for the 1992 death of a 19-year-old Louisville woman. But earlier this summer, a Meade County judge threw out the murder convictions, saying new DNA evidence created doubt in the case against the 2 men. He said they deserved a new trial. The same judge set a $5,000 cash bond for each man.
People don't understand what it feels like to have your life taken from you for nothing. You know, like I said, it's not over with yet.
Both men were released from jail on the condition that they stay in Kentucky and not have contact with each other nor the victim's family. Prosecutors say they will seek a second trial. A man wanted for a string of crimes in 2 Kentucky counties is in jail this morning. Billy Caudle is now in the Madison County Detention Center after being released from the hospital. On Friday, police tried to arrest Caudle in Clay City, but they say he managed to run off after they handcuffed him. Moments later, police say a car hit Caudle, leaving him injured. He was in the hospital up until yesterday. Police say Caudle broke into a Richmond car lot's office last week, and they say he was wanted for escape, fleeing and evading, and wanton endangerment in Lee County.
This morning, there will be a meeting to discuss the pay scale for Richmond City Police. Sean Moody's at the Alert Desk with details on this story.
Hey there, Rebecca. Supporters of this pay raise proposal say it's all about keeping officers on the force. As of mid-July, Interim Chief Bob Mott said 15 officers had left the department so far in 2016, and he said almost all of them had gone to other departments. He said they have 31 patrol officers for the city. And this will be a public meeting this morning, but since it's a work session, there won't be an opportunity for public comment. Outside the meeting room, though, there's been a lot of public comment this year. A group called the Ellis Coalition, in honor of fallen officer Daniel Ellis, says they're focused on making the community safer and keeping more officers in the ranks. They've pushed for this pay increase for months. On their Facebook page, they've called for the public to show up at this morning's meeting. Now, in an interview last month, Richmond Mayor Jim Barnes said he wanted to be sure that a pay increase would make financial sense for the city. Chief Mott said last month the pay increase would be crucial to public safety.
Our department is very, very young, and obviously young officers make mistakes, and that's not what we want. We want, a group of senior guys to stay in there to, help guide the way, and we don't have that because we got so many people leaving.
A longtime City Commissioner Robert Blythe indicated he would call for a compromise to get the pay raise initiative moving at this morning's meeting. Bill, Rebecca, back to you.
Thank you. Investigators say they now know what caused a fire that damaged a Winchester bar and an apartment above it. They say the fire at 21 on Broadway was accidental. They say they think some faulty electrical wiring in the apartment caused it. Workers say the bar gave veterans around Winchester a place to hang out and share life experience with each other.
With us getting together and talking, and it eases our minds a whole lot.
Workers say it will likely cost too much money to fix the damage to the bar. They say it will now stay closed.
A Tennessee couple is crediting their dog with saving their 18-month-old son's life. The Holloway family says they were sitting on their porch in Sevierville when they noticed the dog named Shiloh run toward their son, Bryson. They didn't know at the time, but they say Shiloh was protecting the boy from a copperhead snake. The snake bit Shiloh, though, on his jaw.
And then it dawned on me that he literally grabbed that snake from the feet, near the baby's foot.
Shiloh's neck swelled but survived the snake bite. The boy was not hurt. His parents say they're very grateful that Shiloh jumped in to protect the boy, and he's now become the family hero. All right, good ending to that story.
Yes,
certainly.
definitely.
WKYT this morning, just getting started. It's so good to have you along with us on this Tuesday morning. Our time is 5:09.
An unlikely but adorable pair, a dog and duck, best friends. We'll tell you about the interspecies friendship coming up after the break.
Kind of like that story. Here's what I do not like, okay? So some more heavy rain on the way. Some of us picked some pretty good rain up yesterday. Some of us didn't see any at all. I'm going to show you who I expect to have the best chance today coming up.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We still have that front back toward the west. I have been talking about this front for almost a week now, and that means trying to push it on through is still going to take a little bit of time. There's still not a lot of kick behind that, but the good news here is it's going to be pushing through the next 48 hours. We know that. Either pushing through or just kind of fizzling on out. But either way, you're going to get some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not so much this morning, as roadways look pretty good as you're walking out the door. 74 degrees now in Lexington. We're at 72 in the London-Corbin area. Pretty much the same story as the past few days. You're just looking at a pretty mild and also humid start to the day. Now, morning hours look pretty good. It's only a small chance here or there, especially back toward the west. Once we hit the afternoon, it's a better opportunity than yesterday. You're talking about a 60% chance of rain today. But remember, 60% does not mean everybody will see rain. We put percentages in there for a reason. 60% of the region will see rain today. That means 40% of us will stay dry, as opposed to yesterday where it was flip-flop. But yesterday, I mean, you work your way over toward eastern Kentucky, picked up 2.5 inches of rain with one storm after another. You guys got heavy rain. Didn't see a drop at my house. That's the way it's going to go today again. Off towards your evening and into the nighttime hours, still looking for the chance of rain. But the heaviest bout actually comes during the afternoon hours today and tomorrow. Watch this. Here's the noontime tomorrow. And it's going to be the same story. Today and tomorrow, pretty much the same, as scattered showers and thunderstorms will be with us. You see some heavier downpours will be likely across the region, but also some spots staying dry too. That's just the setup we're in. Off towards your Thursday, it looks like the thunderstorm activity will move on out, but we still can't rule out a few showers here and there. I'd say about a 40% chance of rain on Thursday. So today and tomorrow, 60%. On Thursday, it's more of 40%. Let's talk about your weekend forecast. Check this out. I know it's a ways away. I get it, but it's something to look forward to. 81 degrees there on Saturday, 80 degrees on Sunday. That means some of us, remember, this is average. We put in an average across the whole viewing area, which we have 70-plus counties that we cover. So on average, you're talking 80 degrees, which means what? Few of us will be in the upper 70s for highs. That is amazing sounding. Okay, that takes you off into your Monday, too, at 79 degrees. That's for highs, not lows. But today and tomorrow, guys, is more about the rain than anything else. And then the temperatures just slowly drop off. There's some good news for us as we head towards your weekend. I know it's far, like I said, but, you know, it's on the horizon. We're getting there.
Looks good, though,
yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll take it.
Good time of the year's coming.
That's right.
All right. Time this morning, 5:15. Except for Hollywood and these viral social media posts, when was the last time you saw two different animal species actually befriend each other?
A Tennessee dog owner witnessed it this past week between her dog and a duck. George the dog lost his best friend Blackie the lab 2 years ago. Since then, he's been very depressed to the point of starvation. But last week, Jackie Litton looked out her back window to see a duck who hasn't left George's side since. Look at that. George lets the duck sleep on his bed, even lets the duck rest its bill on his leg. Jackie says there's some adjusting going on as the duck leaves droppings everywhere. Oh. Lovely. But she says she's just happy George is finally happy again. So droppings and all, he'll take the friendship.
Some companionship there. All right, good deal. The dog and the duck.
Very
We can all
cute.
get along. Good to have you with us on WKYT this morning here on your Tuesday morning at 5:16.
We've got to look at your money.
Good morning. Welcome back in. Our time, 5:19 on your Tuesday morning on WKYT. A new study shows that young people are leading the way when it comes to saving for their retirement.
Plus, it turns out that you have to pay taxes if you win an Olympic medal. Karina Mitchell has the latest on your money.
New numbers released show U.S. home builders are feeling more confident about the housing market. A key index rose 2 points this month to 60, meaning builders view sales conditions as good for the next 6 months. Wall Street extended its winning streak Monday, hitting new highs. The Dow gained 59 points, while the Nasdaq added 29. A new Bankrate.com study finds 21% of working Americans are saving more for retirement. That's the highest level in 5 years. Leading the charge is Generation X, followed by millennials. The study also finds those aged 52 to 61 are saving less, even though they're more likely to be in their peak earning years. And they may be winners, but even U.S. Olympic medalists can't beat Uncle Sam. Athletes who earn medals also get cash, $25,000 for each gold medal, $15,000 for silver, and $10,000 for bronze. Those winnings are considered income by the IRS or are subject to tax. And the actual worth of the medals themselves, about $600 for a gold, $300 for silver, and next to nothing for a bronze. That's your Money Watch. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Karina Mitchell.
Way to shoot it all down, Karina.
Speaking of things that I won't have to worry about.
Right.
Winning Olympic medals. All right, 5:21 now on WKYT this morning.
A lot of innovation in tech these days is all about what you wear.
We've seen fitness bracelets and smartwatches, and here's something new. A group of MIT researchers are now looking at smart tattoos. These metallic temporary tattoos are called duoskin. They're not just for beauty, they can also control your smart devices. Users can use them as a touchpad to control what's happening on their screens.
Wow.
Just embedded, I guess. Interesting.
Oh, man. I mean, I appreciate the fact that they're doing the research, but do I want to see that happen in real life?
We'll see. Here we go, right? Good to have you with us on WKYT on your Tuesday morning. Some of our top stories are on the way shortly.
Sports is up next.
During Saturday's scrimmage, the UK offense just took it to the UK defense, forcing some of the linebackers and other guys to pull back on the trash talking a little bit. Calvin Burrell is coming out of retirement, and EKU signs one heck of a scorer. I'll tell you all about it coming up in sports.
Looking at a few showers back toward our west, slowly but surely heading our direction. We're not seeing those just yet, but we will by the afternoon. Storms will be around. It's hit and miss again today. Some will see the rain, some will not, but that front is getting closer and our temperatures are dropping, so there is some good news in the forecast, and it looks really good temperature-wise there for the weekend. I'll show you that coming up first. Let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Here's a little historical nugget for you. The earliest use of the following phrase first documented in an Ohio newspaper in 1921. To talk the talk, you better walk the walk. Throughout the first 10 days or so of fall camp, the UK defense has been openly vocal about how good they are. But during Saturday's scrimmage, the UK offense kind of embarrassed the defense, so much so the UK defense has reassessed its talking strategy.
We had a great game Saturday, and they really closed our mouths. We did all the talking, and then Saturday came, and the offense just came out there and whipped our butt. And I mean, that's an eye opener because we can play some small team and be talking all that trash, and then they come out here and shock us. So I mean, that's just a lesson learned for the whole defense that maybe we need to be quiet and let our play do the talking.
To the high school scene, the Western Hills Wolverines looking to get off to a good start and put some more wins on the board. Coming off of a 3-win season, Western Hills remains optimistic. That's because the Wolverines feel they left some points on the field in 3 or 4 games they should have won.
We had quite a few games that we lost, by a touchdown or so. And the thing for us is, for this group is to be able to finish. And that's the thing. I want them to be able to compete, all the way through and finish the game this time.
It's very important to me. And this year, Miller has really pushed us hard with condition and everything. So we're going to be able to finish.
Hall of Fame jockey Calvin Burrell ending his retirement and will return to the track August 27th at Ellis Park. Burrell won riding titles at Ellis Park in 1995 and 2011. Also the 2010 recipient of the George Wolfe Memorial Jockey Award. When the 3-time Kentucky Derby winner abruptly retired March 30th, he had 5,146 career victories. North Laurel's Peyton Broughton signing with Dan McHale and the EKU Colonels on Monday. Broughton chooses EKU over Clemson, UAB, UNC Asheville, Western Kentucky, and many others. Broughton is just the second D1 basketball player to come out of North Laurel. He's a 5-year starter as a Jag and is the all-time leading scorer in Laurel County history. How about that? That is a look at sports. Have a great day.